Ever scroll through social media, see an ad for like those shoes you're just looking at and think, okay, that's creepy.
It does make you wonder, right? Like, how much do they actually know about what we're interested in?
Right. So how do we go from a random ad to that add to cart click? That's what we're going to unpack today. How do we really measure success in online marketing?
It's way more than just counting clicks, that's for sure.
And get ready for some aha moments because we're diving deep into the world of attribution models.
Attribution models. The secret sauce behind figuring out what actually makes people buy.
So for the longest time, the marketing world relied on this thing called last click attribution, right?
Ah, yes, the last click. For the longest time, it seemed kind of, I don't know, intuitive.
Like give the credit to the final action before the purchase.
Right, like the last ad someone clicked before buying something. Easy to track, easy to understand, right?
Except it's not the whole story.
Not even close. Imagine this. You walk into your favorite bakery, and there it is, a double chocolate chip cookie calling your name.
Oh, I don't need much convincing with that scenario.
And you buy it, right. Now, if we were just looking at the last click, we'd say, well, that cookie just magically appeared in your hand,
But what about all those delicious smells that drew you in? The display case that showcased that perfect cookie?
Exactly. You might have walked past that bakery a dozen times, smelled those cookies, seen the sign. It all built up to that moment, right?
So last click is like saying the oven gets all the credit for the cookie. But it was a whole team effort. So how do we start accounting for those other ingredients in the customer journey?
That is the million-dollar question, or should I say the multi-million-dollar question. And that's where a multi-touch point attribution saunters in.
Multi-touch point. It's like acknowledging that there's more to the recipe.
Exactly. It recognizes that customers today, they don't just see one ad and buy.
Hmm.
They're scrolling on Instagram, then reading reviews. Maybe they get an email with a discount code.
Oh, a discount code. Now you're speaking my language.
Right. It's a whole choose your own adventure, and that's their customer journey.
Totally. It's like I was looking for a new yoga mat the other day and, I saw a sponsored post on Facebook. Then I think I clicked on a banner ad and then finally bought it because a friend recommended it.
See, a perfect example. And if we only gave credit to that friend's recommendation, we'd miss all those steps that got you interested in the first place,
Yeah.
right?
So how do we even begin to untangle that web? Where do we even start?
Well, we got to start thinking about all those interactions, even the ones that don't end in a click. We call those view-through conversions. Think about it. Have you ever seen an ad, not clicked on it, but then later found yourself like low-key thinking about it?
All the time. But I always thought that was just me being like easily influenced.
No, it's totally a thing. You see a catchy ad while, I don't know, watching cat videos. You might not click right then, but maybe later that week you remember that brand and check them out.
So it's like those ads are working on a subconscious level. Sneaky.
Exactly. And that, my friend, is a view-through conversion. It's tricky to measure, but super important. Marketers will actually adjust the window for these view-throughs. Maybe an ad sticks with you for a few hours, maybe a month.
Wow, so even figuring out how long to track these interactions is a whole other layer.
Hmm.
So instead of 100% credit to that final click, we need a more balanced approach.
Exactly. Enter fractional attribution, the superhero of nuanced marketing measurement. It's like this, let's say someone sees your social media post, then clicks on a Google ad a week later, and then finally buys something from your email.
Okay, that's a lot of touch points.
Right, so instead of just giving all the credit to that final email click, we give a little slice of the credit pie to each interaction.
So maybe social media gets a sliver, the search ad gets a bigger slice, and the email gets the biggest. But how do we figure out how big each slice should be? It's like we're baking a pie now.
I love where your head's at. It's all about testing and tweaking, my friend. Like, say you notice that your social media engagement is through the roof, but those clicks aren't converting to sales.
Okay, so maybe those social posts are great for awareness, but they need a little help from, like, a targeted ad campaign.
Bingo! It's like they're the appetizer, but we need a main course to seal the deal. Or maybe you cut back on your display ads and suddenly your email open rates plummet.
Because people aren't recognizing the brand from those display ads anymore, so the channels are working together.
Exactly. Uncovering these connections is marketing gold, and it all comes back to understanding that customer journey every delicious step of the way. And here's where it gets really wild. We haven't even touched on things like word of mouth.
Oh, right. Like, what about when your friend tells you about a killer sale? How do we measure the impact of a casual conversation? It's the oldest form of marketing.
And still one of the most powerful. It's a never-ending quest to really, truly crack the code of how people make decisions.
It's like we're trying to map out the human brain.
Mhm.
It's complex, but wow, is it fascinating.
Absolutely. And that's the beauty of it, right? As marketers, we're always learning, always adapting, all thanks to these amazing insights from the world of attribution.
So next time you see an ad, even if it's for something kind of weird, take a second to appreciate the intricate web of marketing magic that might have led you there.
And remember, every click, every view, every interaction, it all tells a story. And the more we understand those stories, the better we become at creating experiences that resonate with people.
It's a wrap on this deep dive. Until next time, happy analyzing.